Thank you very much for joining us this evening, and welcome to You Changed My Life show. My name is Dr. Patrick Senge, best-selling author of 7 Steps to Greatness, and as well help people research and document their greatness. This evening, I'm pleased to welcome Bishop Thomas Kiiza Sibayirwa, live from Belgium at the moment, where he's visiting, originally from Uganda. Bishop Thomas is the primate or the overall leader of the Ecumenical Orthodox Church in the world. So he is here to share his story with you. He is here to share his message so that you can be inspired and your lives changed. Good evening, Bishop.
Good evening, viewers, and my friend, Dr. Patrick. I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to be live so that I'm able to share my story to the world. My name is Kiiza Thomas Sibayirwa, or in short, the common word is Kiiza Tom or Tom Kiiza. I'm the leading bishop of the Ecumenical Orthodox Church in the world, and I am a resident and a native of Uganda, specifically Chisebere village in the Kasese district within the Rwenzori region. That's where I'm born and that's where I grew up. But today I'm in Europe. I've just been to England to receive a global award with the St. Hadrian of Canterbury Order for my humanitarian work. And I spent a week there, and from there I'm now in the great land of Antwerp, Belgium, again with friends, with the families, and inspiring and motivating young people to join the dreams and to fulfill their dreams for humanitarian service and work.
Well, that is a lot of work you're doing, and you're a very, very busy man. It has been a pleasure to host you this evening because we've been scheduling this interview and then postponing, but finally, this is the moment that has come true for you and me to be able to share the message of hope, the message to change the world. So could you tell us a bit about your work in terms of the church? What does the Ecumenical Orthodox Church do?
The Ecumenical Orthodox Church, as the name sounds, we endeavor to bring people together. We endeavor to spread the gospel. We are a missionary church, a church that goes beyond cultures and borders to bring the good news of Christ to the people, but also we are champions of peace, stability, and also community development. So we are a church that is involved in the community development of the poor communities in the world through provision of basic services such as basic education, primary health care, and then now we are in skills, vocational training for jobless youth and those who have left school and they have no jobs, they have no opportunities. So we are offering skills for them so that they can have living. And we are also in championing reproductive health education in the communities. We are also into women empowerment, gender equality, and our key point in health is maternal child health care services. Wherever we are involved in these sectors. So we are contributing to the common good of the community as a church, spiritually, but also socially. Yeah.
So that means you do a lot of community development projects. Could you share some of the things that you do, for example, in Uganda? I do understand, yes, you do live in Uganda, and could you share some of the projects so that our viewers can see the kind of work you engage in, and if they're interested, can be able to contact you on the kind of work you do?
Wonderful. In Uganda, we have started a primary school with the name is New Covenant Community School. It is for orphans and children from poor homes and backgrounds who would not have a chance to go to school. It's deep in the village called Kisebere at the border with the DRC.
Yes.
And at this school, there are two sections. We have the kindergarten and the primary section. So it is a school for needy children, poor parents, and we are educating them. We are providing holistic education, which combines academic, but also the spiritual formation and the moral formation of the child, so that these children grow into responsible and all-round formed and trained children. That is the first project we have at the local level. And the second project is Mama Sabina Community Health Center, located in Nyabugando village of Kasese district within the Rwenzori region. And the purpose of Mama Sabina Community Health Center is maternal child health care services, first aid, family planning, HIV prevention, but above all, prevention education, because most of the diseases that are killing people in Africa can be preventable if people are educated.
Yes.
So we are providing a basic family hygiene and education, sanitation education. We call mothers, we call fathers to our health center, and we have a hall where we teach them the basics of hygiene. Cleaning your hands, washing your hands, cleaning the environment, cleaning the homestead as basic needs in health to prevent diseases and outbreaks. That is our second project. The third project that we have just started 3 years ago is called Van Merode College of Applied Science and Technology. It is centered on skills empowerment for all, but the target are the jobless youth. Uganda lies or is among countries that have a high rate of unemployment among the youth. And so this project is an intervention, and we call upon people, good people of goodwill, charities, non-profits all over the world, and especially Europe, to join hands with us so that we offer to these children, to these mothers, to these youth. And in health, our motto is no mother should die while giving birth to life. No child should die below 5. No child should die when they are growing. So these are our interventions, and I am here in Europe. We are going around with my partners, talking to different groups, talking to different schools, to organizations, and we are welcoming more people to come on board to support us. The need is big, the resources are scarce, and so we need the effort and the contribution of everybody. And we shall be grateful when we hear that this talk, this sharing can touch someone and is ready to contribute, not only to contribute materially, but also we need ideas, we need the funding, but we also welcome people to Uganda to be part of our projects, to come and see what we are doing.
Thank you very much, especially when you say that you welcome people to come and see, because very, very hard for someone, for example, living in the United States, or you're living in Europe or United Kingdom, to imagine how life could be different. In Uganda, because their education is free, everyone is expected to go to school because the government provides it. Healthcare is free. Everyone is, when they get sick, they're expected to go to the hospital and they'll be treated without paying for it. So what are the problems that you face that provide those services? Because the assumption is that the government is providing it, and clearly possibly it's not happening. So what are the challenges that you get on day-to-day basis in the provision of the service? What are the real needs that people need to come and or people need help with?
I will touch every project, and then I mentioned the key needs that we are struggling with now. For New Covenant Primary School, which is a rural-based school for orphans and needy people, we are now overwhelmed with the numbers. So classroom space is now limited. We don't have enough classroom space. We have so far, we are putting up 6 classrooms. 3 are ready, 3 are not yet complete, but the number of the children is overwhelming.
So how many children do you have in a classroom?
For now, we have a total of 415 children, And so on average, like we have 5 classrooms now, on average, 80, 70 children in a classroom, which is a big number, and we don't have enough space. So we are looking for funding, we are looking for support so that we can be able to put up enough classrooms and a decent atmosphere and environment for learning and teaching. The other point is feeding these children. These are children who are coming from poor backgrounds, poor homes, where they hardly have a full meal. And even if they have that full meal, it's not a balanced diet that would allow these children to grow properly, mentally and physically. So we endeavor to provide a single meal, at least one meal at school, which we are sure that the child will have, but it's not forthcoming. We don't have the support. We don't have the funding to feed this child. And it is painful to see this child come hungry and go back hungry because he's not sure of a meal also at home. Some of them are in the hands of the grandmothers who are old and poor. Some of them are HIV orphaned children. So they are left at the mercy of the community, of the poor parents or caretakers and the caregivers. So that's a big challenge. The other challenge are the wages for teachers. Excuse me. We are struggling. We are serving a rural poor community. So the contribution we ask from the community, the parents, is also not enough. And I'm struggling at the moment to give an incentive to the teachers. And these incentives range between $50 or 50 euros or 40 pounds to 100 euros per teacher in a month. So it's a big challenge that we have. Infrastructure, feeding the children, and then wages for the teachers who are volunteering or who are volunteering. They are volunteering to offer offer free services in terrible conditions, and so they deserve an incentive to motivate them to teach these children. So as far as New Covenant Community School is concerned, those are the 3 key challenges that we have. No enough classroom space, no food for the children at school, and then the wages or incentives. We don't call it a salary, but it's an incentive because these teachers are on a voluntary basis. So the Mama Sabina Community Health Center, which is our second project, we also have many patients. Africa and particularly Uganda, the rural communities are overwhelmed with the disease or health burden. The health burden is big, especially on poor families, children and mothers. So we have put up a health center, but it's not equipped to our expectation. And so we need medical equipments, we need vaccines, we need a kitchen where we will prepare food for the patients. We need a room for health education, because at the moment we are now using a part of what would be a ward to educate, to pass out to health education. So more infrastructure is needed, medical equipment are needed, and the drugs are needed, and then a kitchen for health, for the meals, and then a room where we can run confidently and comfortably the health education for the community. So those are the challenges we have at the 2 projects. The 3rd project, the vocational college for youth, where we're giving skills for youth. We also need the tools for training. We need land so that we can build the institution. We are now running it temporarily in a rented room, a rented building, which is also not easy for us. But we have an overwhelming number of youth. We currently have 85 jobless youth in the different skills: carpentry, motor vehicle, hairdressing, tailoring, knitting, and music production. These ones who want to be DJs, they have the skill, they have the talent, So welcome them to develop it so that they are professionals. And then we have people into bicycle repairs. And in Uganda, motorcycles are common means of transport. We call them border borders.
Yes.
And there are so many, but there are no people to maintain them. So we are giving that skill because it is handy, and we are sure that those who graduate immediately get a job because the border borders are everywhere. And then the border who has been to Uganda, we are known of these means of transport in our congested cities, even in our villages. So the challenge we have with this college, it has a huge potential. We have a huge number of students coming up every year, but we don't have land. We are looking for land to buy. We're looking for funds so that we can have land, and then put up decent classrooms and workshops to train these youth. But we're also looking for tools, right tools to train them, because it is practical. So we are overwhelmed with the numbers vis-a-vis the less resources and the tools we have to train them. So I call upon people of goodwill, the global family, to come and join us so that we achieve a dream and we give a smile to these jobless youth and to these children and mothers. Thank you so much.
Very much. Thank you very much for having that great vision and that great dream, because the world that we live in, there are lots of challenges. And the kind of projects you engage yourself in and help people with things that building the world, making it a better place, increasing the opportunities, and giving those children, parents, teachers, carers, hope. Yeah. Because hope is very important. That where there is hope, as the Bible says, the people perish. So hope is a very important factor, and that's the kind of thing you're doing. So how did you get into all this kind of calling or work? How did you become a bishop and to get involved in all this work?
Well, I am brought up in a Christian family. My mom and dad were all devoted Christians. And so naturally we were born in that kind of, I was born in that kind of environment. And my mom, dad introduced me very early to the church. So I loved God and I loved the church. I never missed a Sunday. And I would even cry to go to church because I would go to church to play with my peers and dance around and then go home. But I grew up like that, loving the church and going into prayer. And then at the age of 12, I felt that I wanted to become a priest. But remember, I'm coming from a rural area, so I didn't know where to go. But I approached one time, I went to our church, and I told the catechist, I want to be a priest. How do I begin? So at the age of 13 to 14, I joined a minor seminary. In short, the minor seminary is called St. Mary's Seminary, which is located in Virica, Fort Portal. That is where I began my journey to become a priest. So after St. Mary's Seminary, 6 years, I opted to become a missionary. Because in my heart there was, I have to go. I wanted to leave my culture and go to other cultures. And that is how I was brought up. I was brought up in an open home that received different people from different countries. My dad was a businessman, so many people would come home from different communities. And so we grew up open to other cultures. And I wanted to go to preach in other cultures, to be a missionary to other cultures and evangelize with them. So I joined the Consolata Fathers, and that is where I studied the philosophy and theology. And then at the end, I joined the Eastern Rite of the Catholic branch of faith, and I was ordained a priest, a deacon, a priest, and I was consecrated a bishop on the 17th of September 2009 in Uganda. So that is in short my journey, having been exposed to many cultures, different places, different countries. I saw the suffering of the communities. I saw how people struggle in the different countries of Africa where I moved, Mozambique, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, name them. Congo, I saw how people were suffering. And these needs of how people were suffering moved me. Wherever I was, I would begin a project. And the goal would be to alleviate poverty, to offer education. So for the last 10, 15 years, I should say 15 years before I became a bishop, but 10 years after I became a bishop, I have been involved in the community initiatives, beginning from scratch and allowing projects to grow for the people. And after they have grown, I hand over and I move to another place. So this has been a part of me, the intervention of this intervening in somebody who is suffering, trying to be a voice, trying to offer hope to hopeless situations. So this is how I embrace this work, and it gives me joy because it's a part and a parcel of my call. We cannot preach God who provides and blesses, but also the people are suffering in illiteracy, in the diseases. So the work I do matches with my call. It is within my call. And I offer myself to serve these poor and less fortunate people. And wherever I go, I call people, come on board and support this initiative. Yeah, I don't do it alone. I engage the community, I engage partners, and I welcome others on board with an open mind and an open heart.
Wow, that is amazing. Thank you very much for that great work. Because in the past 4 months, I've been researching about you and your greatness, and how many, in other words, how you've helped people change their lives. And within me, in my hands, I have an upcoming book about you, dedicated to you and to your great. So very soon it'll be in the hands of the different Christians, individuals, Christians, non-Christians worldwide, to be able to learn how you've impacted people's lives. And writing this book has been a great pleasure to me, because as I read here and I read the stories, I discovered that in the world, in the midst of the world, which world is there's plagued by war, there's shortage of hope, and mad with average performance. You have gone into that world and not remained a spectator. You've gone into from that world, and you've responded to a higher calling and embarking on the mission of preaching the word of God, but as well living the gospel values values of establishing peace, happiness, healing, bringing healing to the people who need. So the stories that are in this book are people who have witnessed you as a leader, as a shepherd, as a missionary. And so how do you feel that there is a whole book that is dedicated to you and how you've changed people's lives?
I beg your pardon?
How do you feel? What are your feelings that you've impacted the world in this way, to the extent that the legacy book that is written about you?
I feel humbled, but I dedicate this book to the men and women who have been behind me, my mentors, my partners, my supporters, those present and those to come, that have journeyed with me, have believed in me, and have changed my life to face and to see the reality of other people, but also they have supported me. They have become part of my dream, and I dedicated that book to them. It is a humbling book, humbling stories, I'm sure, in there. I have not read them, but I'm eager and eagerly waiting so that the copy of this book could be in my hands and the hands of others who have contributed to my life. So I dedicate it to all people of goodwill, people who have dreams, and I want to assure you that all your dreams are possible. There's no dream that has been given to us that is not possible. Everything is possible, and let us give attention to those who are most in need, and our reward is in heaven. God will always bless us.
Thank you very much. And in case you're looking into having this copy, this book will be out definitely before Christmas. So keep an eye, and I'll bring up the announcement when it's released. Thank you very much. So when I do, sometimes I read the Bible, and one of the things that Jesus did is, first things told the people, the kingdom of God is among you. And from there, he started recruiting people to help him build the kingdom.
Yes.
So how do you continue that work of Jesus in terms of building the kingdom of God? How do people come to you?
Our church is open to receive men and women to serve God. We welcome all, regardless of where you are in this corner of the world. You are welcome to be part of this wonderful church that preaches but also empowers the communities, the human person, to realize their potential and their dreams. So when there are different ways of how you can come on board, becoming a member of the church as a Christian, as a follower of Christ, but also becoming a member of the church to serve as an ordained minister or as a lay minister. And should you have the interest and aspiration of becoming an ordained minister, then you contact us. We have a website, we have a Facebook page, we also have the office of the vocation director. And our vocation director currently is living in Uganda. We have one in Uganda. We also have someone in the United States. Our church is spread all over the world. So wherever we are, there is someone you can contact. Once we know where you come from, then we direct you to the right person who will journey with you until you achieve and fulfill your dream. So everybody is welcome to serve with us. We are a loving church, an open-minded church, a contemporary church that welcomes different people from all corners to be part of this great mission, to reach out to the world with the gospel of Christ and uplift God's children who are suffering in many social and economic challenges.
Wow, thank you very much. So concretely, if someone wanted to join you, they either contact you on Facebook or email, or how do they reach on to you so that you can, or how do they reach on to the vocations director? What's the easiest way to get in touch?
It's going to our website, https.
Okay.
The website of the Ecumenical Orthodox Catholic Church.
So the website is, could you give me the address, please, of the website?
https eoccchurch.net.
.net. So
there is a contact. There is a contact there.
Yes, eoccchurch.net.
Yes.
Thank you. And on that website,
there is a contact.
You
just send an email to that contact, and once we know where you are, where you come from, then we'll handle you and direct you to the right person who will journey with you. We also have several Facebook links in the same name, the Ecumenical Orthodox Catholic Church, EOCC. It also has a link to the contact office. The telephone numbers are there. Any telephone number you have will be on WhatsApp. Any email you have, and send an email to us, we'll respond.
Okay.
And then I also my own page, my own Facebook page and blog, Kiiza Thomas Sibayirwa, Kiiza Sibayirwa Thomas. Just send me a friend request and express what you want within a minute or two. We don't spend a day without responding to people. We'll respond very fast, and we catch up with you, and we move ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing your journey with us. Thank you very much for sharing and embarking on that big mission of changing the world and being a source of hope for many people. Without home, for example, the 3 projects that you've been talking about, without home, that change wouldn't be possible. Without home, that hope wouldn't be established in the hearts and minds of those people. So they wish you all the best in that you do, and we hope God will continue to richly bless you and bless your work. So what would be your final word just before we leave, your final message to all the viewers?
My dear friends, the viewers and the global family, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm so grateful to my hosts and sponsors in England, and I'm currently in Belgium. My host is Derek Van Merode and his family. I just want to thank God for this opportunity that he has provided. And then I want to call upon all viewers and listeners that to join us to offer a lasting smile to the poor people in Africa and all over the world. May God bless you in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Dr. Patrick, for hosting me and giving me this opportunity.
Oh, thank you very much, and have a great evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of You Changed My Life show, and we've been talking to Bishop Kiiza Thomas Sibayirwa from the from the Ecumenical Orthodox Church, and he's been sharing his story on how Jesus changed his life, on how he is changing his life, and inviting you as well to join him in this journey of changing lives across the world. In case you're interested, the website is on the screen. Reach out to Bishop Kiiza and other bishops that he's working with worldwide, in Nigeria, in the United States, in Australia, in Belgium. Reach out to them, and wherever you are, you'll have a chance to connect and make a difference. And he's as well offered us an open invitation if you're interested in going to Uganda and seeing with your own eyes and hearing with your own ears to make a difference to the people living in Uganda and the different projects that engages in health, education, and community development. Thank you very much, Bishop, and God bless you. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.